I want to be the best there ever was. To beat all the rest, yeah, that's my cause.
Electro, Diglett, Nitter, and Mankey, Venusaur, Rattata, Fearow, Pidgey, Sea King, Jolteon, Dragonite, Ghastly, Ponyta, Vaporeon, Poliwrath, Butterfree.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon! I'll search across the land, look far and wide.
Okay, guys, sorry about that. We weren't really prepared for the match to start. Obviously, it started a little bit before we even got a chance to show the beginning. So, we've got Alex Hill versus Calvin. I don't want to
Butcher his last name.
Tathanhlong, I'm assuming.
Tathanhlong.
Something. We're gonna go with that. So,
Long John Calvin.
we've got Calvin playing with Speed Lugia with some text seems, and we've got Alex playing fairies.
Would you say that's Speed Lugia? I don't know what you would call that. I just feel like it's kind of a cluster of a bunch of Pokemon that you can play together.
I haven't really paid attention to what all he's playing, so we'll have to see.
Neither have I, but there's just a bunch of stuff in there, it seems like.
Yeah.
There's a Toad, a Lugia, a Jinx.
It could be, it's like maybe a toolbox type of thing,
It
but why
could
would you
be.
play Lugia in a toolbox kind of thing, I guess?
Because it helps you with the 3 prizes. I feel like that's really big, especially with so many people just playing basic, like, non-EX Pokemon. So that might be one of the things he's trying to do, is utilize the fact that you take the extra prize off the Lugia.
Well, I know Calvin played a very interesting deck yesterday. He was streamed on Swiss. It was pretty much a very anti Executor or Virizion list. He was
Okay.
playing the Toads with the Mad Cargo. It was, we had never really seen the Mad Cargo, so it definitely...
He's been playing very
he was
roguish
playing
decks.
some pretty interesting decks, so...
And I feel like going into a big tournament, that's something you really need to be able
We talked
to
about
do.
the surprise factor he had
Yeah.
yesterday.
I feel like to do really well at the big tournaments, you have to have some sort of surprise factor in the deck you're playing. Just playing something that's fairly unexpected, even if you do have some stuff that everybody's going to know, having a surprise factor is really awesome to have. And it just kind of catches everybody off guard.
So far, we've looked to see. It's Alex's turn. He's played a Lysander. Choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It becomes their active Pokemon. So he's bringing back up that Lugia EX, and he's deciding whether he's going to attach a Fairy Energy to his active Florges. What you've seen here was he's got a Stadium Fairy Garden in play. Gives Pokemon with a Fairy Energy, or it might be an old Fairy Pokemon. I think it's if you have a Fairy Energy attached.
If
free
you
retreat.
have a Fairy Energy attached, you have free retreat.
So he just, as you saw, he's just swapped out
The Florges.
and then
The
he has
Forgi.
He has Aromatisse to move the energy, Fairy Energy, however he likes in play. So he just took a little shortcut there, swapped his Florges out for a healthier one. So we took that Lugia knockout, and Calvin promote a Seismitoad EX common card we saw yesterday for sure.
I think Seismitoad's a pretty good card to use against fairies because they really get away with being able to max potion off the damage. So if you Seismitoad for 50 damage, then sweep in with the Lugia to get the 3 prizes off in EX, I think that's a good idea. That's probably the idea he has coming into this, is just small damage, they can't heal, then take 2 to 3 prizes depending on what they're knocking out with the Lugia.
Yeah, I also think that he was playing Seismitoad just in general, as it's a good
Seismitoad's insane.
a good card in general. I
Yeah.
think that His deck actually seems to be
Long
almost.
distance hypnosis.
His card seems to be identical. His deck is looking very similar to what he played in Swiss yesterday. I don't know if he played the Lugia in Swiss yesterday, but he did play the Jinx, the Seismitoad, the Muna, the Keldeo. All of these are very similar to what he played yesterday. So I've yet to see a Mad Cargo, so he might have taken out the Mad Cargo to add in the Lugia. I don't remember seeing Plasma Energy yesterday, so
It's possible he just cut the Macargos and everything for that to add in Lugia and some plasma stuff.
possibly. I mean, that's
Okay.
what it seems like so far. So, as you see, he played a Lysander's trump card. Lysander's trump card, you shuffle your discard pile into your deck, excluding Lysander's trump card, both you and your opponent. So, you've seen both of them shuffle their discard pile into their deck, and looks like Calvin just did a Quaking Punch, and then Alex has proceeded to start his turn and play a Colress.
For 7.
Shuffle your deck into your hand into your deck and draw as many bench Pokemon in play, you and your opponent. So we seem to have gotten 7 off of this one. So I'm just gonna attach a new Fairy Energy.
It's called Wonder Energy, I believe.
Have to look up for a scan here really quick.
I believe what Wonder Energy does is it enables your Pokemon to not be affected by the effects of your opponent's attacks don't go through.
It's special effects. Is
Special
what it is.
effects? Okay. So it really helps in an extended format if there's Excelgor, because that's really big. So Fairy Energy kind of cancels Excelgor. And
Was there only one Excelgor in top 8 today? And
I
Jason
believe
played.
so. It was Jason playing it, if I'm not mistaken.
So. We got a super scoop up. Let's flip a coin if heads. Pick up one of your Pokemon in play. Put it in your hand. So as you see here, Calvin got a heads on that. Picked up his Seismitoad with all the damage. Put it in his hand. He also then played a Hypnotoxic Laser. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent is asleep. And they are also poisoned. You also then see one of the cards here that is part of Extended. A random receiver is actually legal. Random receiver is not. It's part of Extended, right?
Random Receiver is legal in the current format. There was the
Wonder why
secret rare
he's-
Random Receiver.
I wonder why he's playing it then. What would make a decision that maybe he's just playing Juniper's and Trump card?
I think
he's literally playing a
that
speed
might be
Lugia
like the
deck
speed factor.
type to it.
It's just he just got really lucky. Didn't he get a Lysander off the first one? Did he play 2? I thought I saw a Lysander
I'm not sure.
at one point.
Lysander was the first card he got off.
Okay.
Okay.
So he literally is just playing the random receivers with a bunch of different types of orders in his deck, so I'm not 100% sure what. Because I don't believe he played random receiver at all yesterday. I don't remember seeing one. So.
It might be a transition to a speed Lugia build. But there's just so much extra stuff. Obviously, it's done well for him. He's in the finals, so can't really judge based off that.
Quaking punched for 50 because of the muscle band, and that is causing Alex to not play any item cards next turn.
Plus 1 more because of poison.
And then he took poison damage. He did also wake up for the sleep.
Which is good. So much of this game is luck based with those super scoop ups. and sleep. So many things are putting things to sleep. Crushing hammers in most Toad variants. It's actually really interesting how luck-based it is. Because if you had flipped tails on the Super Scoop Up, there'd be a Seismitoad with a bunch of damage.
I
It's
think
just
that's
being
just
able
in general.
to.
I think that's just
It
the
is.
format in general right now. Is a
It
lot of
is.
luck, so.
But that's always been a really big factor in Pokemon.
We see him retreat his Florges again. He has the Fairy Garden, so he had the 0 retreat cost. And he promotes his Gardevoir. And then you see him Mega the Bench Gardevoir, which you Mega one of your Pokemon and ends your turn. So proceed to Calvin's turn.
Really close match, wasn't it?
See him using the Muna's ability. Let me pop up the scan for you. Flip a coin. If
Yep, we put a few things in this ball.
Yep. So once your turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. If tails, your active Pokemon is now asleep. And so it's just pretty much a free ability of sleep for Calvin. He's got the Keldeo EX, the Russian ability with the Floatstone. So if he's put to sleep, he can just rush in at it to get out of it. And heads, he just puts his opponent to sleep. So it's a nice, easy sleep for him. And right here we see it sort of pays off. We have the Alex's Gardevoir EX. Did not wake up between turns, so. And he's got the Seismitoad lock, which means Alex will not be able to play a switch to get out of this. So it seems like Alex's options to see here. We're gonna pop up this Wonder Energy. I want to read exactly what the wording is on it. Prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks. Okay, so it is specifically of attack, so it's not like him attaching one of those is going to cause him to not be affected by effects. They have it's not like the Holland Psychic Water used to be. And he's gonna end his turn, flip for the sleep, he wakes up.
So he played down a Lugia, and he just played a Chorus Machine. He's going to search his deck for a Plasma Energy, and it has to go to a Plasma Pokemon. So he would be putting it on the Lugia, which it looks like he did. See the Plasma Energy
There's
under
Plasma
there?
Energy on the Lugia,
Okay.
yeah. So Alex is gonna check his discard pile, Calvin's discard pile. Just checking to see what kind of resources he's got in there. And it looks like there's 90 damage on Alex's Gardevoir EX with the poison. You see the Calvin uses Muna again, and here's where he's going to use that Russian ability, the free retreat, send back out the Toxicroak, or Seismitoad, I'm sorry. I said it so many times yesterday too.
How do you get Toxicroak from Seismitoad?
You know,
Is
I
it because
call
they're both like
the
frog-esque
frogs.
people?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's literally just there. I never can call Greninja. I call it Froakie. I call it Shedinja. I never call it Greninja.
Call it Shedinja.
I do all the time.
That's hilarious.
I mean, anything but its right name.
So into Alex's turn, he just got Lysander, so he's going to Lysander up the Muna. And he's going to bring out that big bad Mega Gardevoir, which does 20 damage times the number of fairy energy attached to all of your Pokemon. And it attacks for 1 fairy and 2 colorless.
So this is essentially very close to the Huntail we saw earlier, except for now it's with fairy energy, and it takes a little bit more energy for the attack, but
First 2 colorless.
Oh.
let me see.
But for fairy attacks.
Calvin promoted as Keldeo EX,
So just
free retreat. So you can see he's trying to figure out what he wants to do here. He's behind a little bit. He's trying. It's Calvin. He's trying to take prize cards here. He's got that Mega Gardevoir EX with 210 hit points. He's got to find a way to start taking prize cards because
You know, you have to think, this can't really be a good matchup for Calvin. I think the matchup's probably in Alex Hill's favor. Just because he has the Fairies Garden, so then he has free retreat, so he can get all of his guys with a bunch of damage on them out of there, then keep putting up fresh guys. And Calvin has to keep attacking with Seismitoad, so then he can't play Max Potion. So that's a really interesting thing, because
I feel like that he's going to get a good amount of damage on the board, though, here. That it's going to make Alex have to play a lot of Max Potions to...
it is. But
We see Calvin setting up 2 Lugias, so he knocks out 2 EXs, he wins the game there, so...
it's true. Calvin really needs to start drawing into Lysanders and being able to get that Lugia to
He's setting
actively
up.
attack.
He's setting up to start sending the attacks there. So all right.
It's just Alex has so much damage on all of his Pokemon. If a couple things, I feel like Calvin, if he gets a couple good draws, he'll be able to just go and sweep in 2 turns on those Florges and Gardevoir with a lot of damage on them. But at the same time, you have to think how many Max Potions does Alex Hill have left, and how...
I haven't even seen any so far. I mean, he could have.
He's discarded some.
Yeah,
I've
so.
seen at least 1 to 2 discarded.
So we see
So-
Alex Hill here checking. Calvin played a random receiver, so Alex Hill is looking at all the different cards that he was able
You
to
see a
common knowledge
computer
of.
search, some more Toad. Just kind of, I think what he's doing is getting an exact count of what Calvin plays in his deck, because there were a lot of cards there. He got a real good
Also,
peek at what
all
he
he
has.
has left too,
Yes.
is a big difference too.
what he has left, and he checked the discard directly after. So he might just be learning the counts as to what Calvin plays, which is really big.
Alright, so we see that he did play the Sycamore. He's going to discard his hand and draw 7 new cards.
Acrobike revealing a DCE and an Ultra Ball. He'll keep the DCE.
He's going to play a computer search. He's going to discard
Super Scoop Up
and
and
a roller skates. He's going to play a Hypnotoxic Laser. Defending Pokemon is poisoned, and flip a coin if heads. They are asleep as well.
Looks like
Looks like he
took the
did not get
tails.
the heads flip, so But we've got Alex is retreating, sending back out that Mega Gardevoir.
7. Is that 30 times? That's 30 times. Dang. That's going to be 210 for the knockout.
He's gonna knock out that. And he's got so many cards to play, so it looks like here Calvin has got to take three prize cards here, and he has got to have a way to end. He's got to pull. Alex has 1 prize card. If he's able to end and cause.
Looks like Calvin only has 4 cards left in deck that he just counted, so he might be looking to end. I don't think I see Calvin
Might also
being
be
able to pull
trying
this
to.
out.
He's gonna also try to check to see how many. He might be looking to see what energy count he has left. He's.
It's true, because he still needs 1 more energy on the active Lugia to be able to attack.
The tournament sleeves are, they have to be official Pokemon. Well, Pokemon art is the only thing. You can't have any other type of game art for the sleeves. It's just,
Correct.
and it's also judge's discretion. So, so we're seeing him
Looks like
play
he
a
had,
VS Seeker. He looks like he's gonna consider Lysandering right here.
he attached his energy for turn to the Seismitoad that's on his bench right now.
He did take the Lysander. He's gonna Lysander to the Gardevoir. Gonna send out the LDOX. And he's just gonna come out and we have some crowds here
We have
Calling
some
for their-
eager people hoping that Alex wins.
fighting
with-
for their countries, wanting their country. Which country? This is
This is a
US
country versus
versus
country kind of
Canada
thing.
in the
Alex
finals
Hill
here.
for the U.S. and Calvin for Canada. I'm interested in seeing how Calvin decides how to play the next matchup. I'm not sure how he would play the next.
I think that
game.
him getting the that's what he called TSM, TSM for the win, bench Dyrus. You see, Calvin got really hurt early on. He had the full powered up Lugia that Alex
did.
knocked out, and he just got far behind from that at the start. So I think that.
I think he just
still has to keep doing it. I like his concept. He's just trying to put a little damage, and then he's going to look to take the
Yeah.
prize cards with the Lugia. And I think that
I think that's going to be the big thing is being able to start Seismitoad, getting the lock on early, and kind of making Alex waste a turn again to be able to play the Mega Gardevoir. But it was well worth it. The Mega Gardevoir swept him through that last few prizes,
absolutely.
or the last 2, and then he just scooped into game 2. The Keldeo is a very good thing for Calvin, being able to just rush in and retreat with the float stone it gives him.
Plus, he
While
has the Muna. He wants to hit the
Exactly.
sleep. He wants
That's
to get
why-
those free turns of lock, trainer lock, and sleep. For
Correct. That's what also gives him such a good playability for this, because even if he does put his own active Pokemon to sleep, he just rushes in and retreats.
Sure. So we'll see. The players are shuffling up, prepping for the next game. It's best 2 out of 3, so it's anyone's game still.
Yeah, if you're just now joining us, Calvin's scooped with a 2 to 4 prize loss to Alex to give him
No,
a game.
Alex won. He took all his
Yeah.
prize cards.
Oh, he took all
He
the prize cards.
He had enough energy to just come back and knock him out. He had 1 prize card left.
Okay, I thought I just saw Calvin scooping.
No.
played experience share. Okay.
So I see.
Apparently there's experience share and Alex Hill's deck
He does.
that I
He,
missed.
he had it on the aromateas.
I was wondering why the energy went to aromateas. That's why I just kind of assumed it was a Scoops game. I guess that's what I get for assuming.
Alright, so we're gonna see they're gonna start the second game off. We've got-
Obviously, Calvin went first. Don't see why you wouldn't want to go first. Especially in this matchup. Any matchup. Ever. Meh. This is a pretty ideal start for Alex as well. The baby Xerneas with Geomancy for 1 Fairy Energy allows you to search your deck for 2 Fairy Energy and attach them to 2 of your basic Pokemon, to 2 of your bench Pokemon, which is pretty good. Especially since he's going second and can obviously attack on his first turn. It gives him the early acceleration to ultimately come back with the Mega Gardevoir in that. It looks like Calvin played an Ultra Ball, discarding a Plasma Energy and a Super Scoop Up to get the Jirachi X, which probably means he didn't have a supporter in his hand. So, he's going to Random Receiver. There goes my track. He got the N off the Random Receiver.
So we see here Muscle Band attachment. We got Burbank City. He's contemplating playing the end. He's not sure if he wants to play the Jirachi to choose a different supporter. He's gonna just go with the end.
I think he was really just hoping for the Juniper, so then he could get rid of the Jirachi from his deck because it's going to kind of be a dead card and a free 2 prizes to Alex.
I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like there's a lot of times we've seen players play Jirachi in the middle of the game. You just don't have a chance to have a supporter, and that Jirachi being there is that free supporter. It's always pretty easy to get him. So I think that... There we go. Look at that. He's got some pretty decent cards here for him. So he's going to definitely hope for the heads on the Luna here. He's going to want to put that Xerneas to sleep. He does not want to let him Geomancy.
He
Oh. I'm not sure why he didn't. I mean, in the case of him not getting to attack, I think that I feel like I would have done it just to try to stop the Geomancy. I mean, if you get to sleep, I mean, you have a lot of odds to wake up, so.
But at the same time, if he does flip the tails, then he has to get the Keldeo and the Float Stone to be able to get out of it. Because I think that's the only form of Switch that he's playing is the Keldeo Float Stone. So he has to get 2 cards that it doesn't appear he has. So it was a risk.
He would have had to flip 3 tails in order for him to not wake up for that. He would have had to flip the initial tails to be put to sleep, and then flip 2 more tails. The odds of him doing that were just not. I just don't feel. I would have probably taken that risk. The Geomancy is huge for him to get to start bringing out the energy, and I just think I feel like I would have taken that risk.
He played a Battle Compressor.
Not 100% sure if I saw what he played. He did discard cards there, so I'm assuming maybe a Battle Compressor. I'm not 100% sure. But as you see, Alex did get that Geomancy. He's going to put Fairy Energy on 2 of his bench Pokemon. And
Calvin,
also,
wasting no time going into his turn, plays down the Lugia and DC attached to it. Then played the Sycamore, getting a fresh hand of 7. Looks like he got a Chorus Machine, so he'll most likely be playing that to go search his deck for a Plasma Energy and attach it to it. Got the Keldeo. Gonna bench it because, again, with the Keldeo Float Stone, it works really well. There's the Chorus Machine. Gonna search for the Plasma Energy. looks like he'll be getting off the turn 2 Quaking Punch for 50 damage, and then that's stopping Alex from being able to play his trainers.
One big key thing that Alex did get a chance to play the Spirit Link, Gardevoir
That's
Spirit Link, so
true.
that's something very important for him to have right
That's real big that he was able to play that, so then he's going to be able to just play his Mega Gardevoir without ending his turn. That's real big. We've had a stadium played each player's turn. Calvin played a Burbank, Alex played Fairy Garden, and now Calvin's second Burbank. And a laser with a flip of heads, putting Alex to sleep.
So it looks like he's going to hit him again. The Quaking Punch. Alex does wake up. Look at it. You could tell Calvin's body language. He was really hoping he would sleep that turn.
Well, yeah, he got the Geomancy off turn 1, and being able to Geomancy 2 turns in a row is really big. I think the whole sleep factor plays a really big part into Calvin's game. He wants them to stay asleep so badly.
Absolutely.
Because he's playing the Muna, so the slight disruption that the sleep is playing is really big. You see Alex play another Fairy Garden.
Now we got
Continuing
another-
on that stadium.
Another Geomancy. You see here.
Alex, no!
We got some.
Oh my gosh, that's so much energy.
This is looking pretty good for Alex right here. He's just got to get that Gardevoir EX. He's got built and ready. But we also, on the other side, you see Calvin. He is built and ready to start
That
doing
Lugia
the Lugia.
is pretty built right now.
The only problem is that he's not going to be able to do the one-shot amount of damage with the Lugia's attack to knock out the Gardevoir. So he's going to have to two-shot, so he has to put a little damage on with other Pokemon, and that just seems like the Gardevoir is just going to come in and start wrecking house here. And you see Calvin did take the knockout on the Xerneas, the Seismitoad taking up one prize card,
And now Alex really wants to get that Mega Gardevoir right now. He still doesn't have it yet. If he does get it, he has the 6 energy, which is 6 fair energy, which is enough to be able to knock out the Seismitoad EX. So he's really hoping to get the Mega Gardevoir. And I think he discarded one at the beginning of the game, so I
I'm
don't
not sure.
know.
I don't remember. I don't remember seeing that. But if he did, he would more than likely think they'll play one more, maybe. And it seems
Yeah,
like
I'm
he
not sure
switched
how
out.
far deep he is in Mega Gardevoirs, but he whiffed it. So he's had to attack with his Florges EX for 80 damage.
Let me see.
Because it does 20 plus.
It's 20 times the amount of fairy
per
and grass
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Okay,
they play.
you haven't played total. Okay. I thought it was just benched. I don't read the cards.
It's okay.
Reading the card is a very big deal in Pokemon. If you don't do it, you'll probably be lost a little bit. So Alex only did 8 damage because he with a Mega Gardevoir. Calvin still has the Seismitoad active, and just rolled another heads on that laser,
This is very much better than what last game was.
putting Alex to sleep again and poisoning him. He doesn't have the Verbank, so he's not getting all that he possibly could from the laser, but it's still going. That still went well into Calvin's favor. Just trying to decide what he wants to do right now.
He's checking his discard pile, looking to see what all resources he's used, what all he could have left. He's looking at the computer search.
Discarded a Lugia and a Plasma Energy.
He went in for that floatstone. He,
The Floatstone's huge. Does Lugia's attack do 120?
it's 120.
Okay.
He's also going to VS Seeker here. He's going to choose to
Can't
get
see
a
him
Sycamore.
grabbing anything other than the Sycamore. Okay.
So he's going to draw 7 fresh ones. Looks here, he's got a couple acrobikes. He's got
Keldeo,
Also, his
a
Jinx. This is very good for him. He's got a lot of stuff that he's going to start being able to get his thing going. He's going to take that Ultra Ball. He really didn't have a choice. He pulled off 2 Ultra Balls there with that Acrobite. 2 more. Waiting. No. And we've got him. Did another Acrobike with the discard the roller skates. Picked up. So I saw it. Just instantly asked a question and forgot what his other card was, but we'll see it here, I'm sure, in a second. He's got. CA. Both players checking their discard piles, looking at their resources. And we see that Calvin Quaking punched, and we've got Alex starting his turn with an N. So both players are going to shuffle their hands in their deck. Alex is going to get 6. Calvin will only get 5. He has taken 1 prize card so far this game. But one big thing, Alex did stay asleep between turns, and
That's
that is
huge
for Calvin. Alex has no way out of that. He has no way getting out of that sleep. We hear some people celebrating. Somebody has already completed
seniors just finished.
Alex plays another little spritzy down.
He's really trying to get that aromatase right now. That floor
He
just
needs
gets
it.
knocked out. Yes.
He needs it. So.
And
Stayed
he's
asleep
still
again.
asleep. But something that him staying asleep does is it allows Calvin to not be able to play more lasers, which might be an extra card in his hand that he doesn't want, depending on what all he plays.
He's gonna I think it's Healing Kiss with the Jinx. I believe that's what it's called. You heal a damage
That'll give
counter
Jimmy a healing kiss.
from your active Pokemon. He played another Jinx down, so. I don't
And
know.
a random receiver revealing everything in his deck. He doesn't have another supporter left. From what I've seen.
Must not have gotten the Jinx card. Oh, here it is. Oh, Victory Kiss is what it is. Then if it's the Jinx is on your bench, you heal 10 damage from your active Pokemon. So he did not end up playing that second Jinx down. He must have kept it in his hand. So he didn't want to fill up his bench with another Jinx. So he's gonna Quaking Punch. And Alex slept again.
Huh?
Alex stayed asleep again. That is crazy. He's now just accepting. He's moving all the damage.
It's true, but he did get the aromatase, so he can move
Moved all the energy, is what it
energies
was.
off.
So
And
just
Calvin doesn't have a way to one-shot anybody, so putting everything onto one Gardevoir is a safe play.
he has both his Gardevoir. He's just waiting for the Mega Gardevoir EX. I don't know if he's
He
looking
needs it. He has to be fishing for that.
either that or it's prized, and he's hoping to take a prize card with somebody else because he doesn't have any more. Didn't have the bench space. He's
And
looking to
another
end,
end.
so
It's
gonna
helping
get
him,
6.
but at the same time, it's not getting him all that he could possibly want. It keeps putting cards back in.
And it just hurts his chances even more being able to draw into the Mega Gardevoir. But at the same time, it takes Calvin down to 3 cards, which is really good. It helps him a lot. Obviously, the smaller your hand, the smaller your opponent's hand, the better the odds are for you that they don't have what they need. Looks
I don't
like
know.
Calvin drew
He got
a
a DCE.
Floatstone, a DCE,
I didn't see what the last card
and
was.
something
But
else.
if we knew that he didn't have any supporters left.
It's true.
Unless I'm not sure what all he shuffled in, but we'll just have to see. We've got Alex is just switching around his energy. He wants to make sure he's got all the energy that he wants on the Pokemon that he wants them to be on. He's just trying to see how many cards he has left. He must know. He must know how many Gardevoirs
He has
left.
9 energies on the field. The Mega Gardevoir is going to one-shot everything. When
He does have one
and
Mega
if he
Gardevoir
gets
in the
it.
discard pile, so
He does? Okay.
he is searching for it. So he just hit him
He-
for 100.
He discarded it about the first turn of the game, somewhere around there.
We see a heal with the Jinx
Stupid Jinx.
on the bench.
Shining Wind during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon has no weakness. Which, that effect doesn't do much, but it's letting Alex attack. Which is good.
No, he had, oh wow, Calvin's hand. He had the VS Seeker.
Oh my
he played
gosh.
all of the cards he needed, and he's going to get a whole fresh hand. He already has drawn a Super Scoop Up. He's got the DC on the bench side, so it just seems like he hits the Super Scoop Up heads. This is going to be really good for him, and he hit it, and he's picking him up. He needed this Super Scoop Up. He needs to win this game. He needs to stay ahead. He has to win this game in order to have a chance of winning. It's best 2 out of 3 this match, so we'll
And
see,
he gets the laser, so he's gonna poison Alex, and he flipped.
flip tails for the. And now he's using. He's using the.
Okay,
he was
so
using the
he
Luna, so
flipped
he's Russian
tails on
retreat.
the both of them, then
Yep.
Russian retreated because of the Luna. Okay.
We got Alex Hill checking Calvin's discount pile again. He just wants to see his resources. He wants to see what all he's used. He wants to know. Alex pretty much knows all of Calvin's deck. Calvin has revealed all of his deck, so
Correct.
there are no surprises left.
All right, a big round of applause.
There we go. Alex just drew into the Mega Gardevoir. Second Aromatisse.
I don't know if I would have evolved that one.
He had to. The
Oh,
other
it has the
Gardevoir
Spirit
doesn't
Link
have
on
the
it.
Spirit Link on
Got
it.
Okay.
How much HP does Mega Gardevoir have?
210, I believe.
Okay.
So he's got a good amount still, but he's already got that 60 damage on him, so. Now he's got. So he's gonna do
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 300 damage? Seems solid.
so he's gonna. Calvin is looking to. He wants to take the prize card this turn. With Vogue. I don't feel like he
Take him
can.
to 200.
He's got the laser Verbank. He's got a lot he's got to get, but if he knocks
Well,
him
how
off
much
between
damage
turns,
does the Lugia do?
120.
120?
I believe so.
Plus the 140, or plus the 20 from Muscle Band takes him to 140, which gives him to 200. So he has to hit the laser.
He definitely doesn't want to. He doesn't want him to knock out between turns with poison though, because then he won't get the benefit of the additional prize card.
Oh.
So
So then he can't get it right now,
he wants to find a way.
which will then open Alex
Iris.
up to being Iris. Ooh, Iris too
You
good.
love
I
Iris.
love Iris.
You do. That's why.
I have a page of full art irises. I love Iris. I can't deny it.
So he looks like he's gonna actually try to knock out the bench one of his bench Pokemon here maybe, or there's some other answer here. He's checking. He's gonna looks like he's gonna end. So you see him play the end. They're gonna shuffle their hands to their deck and draw for as many prize cards they have left. Alex has 4. Calvin has 3. I'm assuming Calvin chose to end. He doesn't have very many cards left, and he wants to bring Alex's hand down.
Something else you have to think about is how many plasma energies does Calvin have left?
Would the following
I'm
players
not sure.
please come up?
I'm not sure.
He used quite a few.
I know that he plays the last Davis trump card, so
And he got the flip for the sleep.
there we go. That's good.
And Pedro Dory.
And he's gonna look to. He missed.
Pedro Dorsey.
He's gonna. Oh. he's gonna decide to go. He's not sure what he wants to do right now.
It's a tricky situation. He's going to just try and limit Alex to one prize.
I'm not sure on the coin flip. It was definitely ahead, so this is very favorable for Alex. So that coin flip really made a difference. We've got Alex here. He's going to retreat. Send out the other Gardevoir. He doesn't want to lose his Mega Gardevoir. He's just going to attack away. He's going to get that prize card with that regular Gardevoir.
He has 4 cards left in deck.
I think they both play a trump card, so... we'll have to see what comes of this. It's a very close game, nonetheless. For both players, this is for it all, the winner of the Ontario, Canada regionals. A lot on the line here. Players, they're gonna have a lot of CP today, a lot of prizes. So much they're fighting for here. So we're gonna see the.
I think the CP's the biggest thing. Does Alex have his invite yet?
I'm not sure.
If he doesn't, he has to be really close. I think.
So we see Calvin promotes the Lugia. He's gonna.
I don't see a way for Calvin to be able to come back in this matchup. He can keep hammering with the Lugia, but I don't see it being that good because every time he does, doesn't he have to discard the plasma energy?
And it seems like he's not getting prize cards here with the Lugia, so he definitely.
I think he has one more plasma energy left, it looks like.
He's choosing to get a Jinx. He's trying to shuffle. It looks like he has like 5 cards left. We see Alex with 4. I'm not sure here.
Looks like Calvin has about 7 cards left.
He's just going to attack with the Plasma Gale. Doing the 140.
Looks like Calvin has, I think Calvin had 1 plasma energy left in his deck.
He's got 2 there. 3 in the discard pile, so he does.
So
have 1.
I'm pretty sure I saw the last plasma energy in his deck. So if he's able to get that last energy and knock out the regular Gardevoir, it would be game. If Alex didn't just knock out that Lugia.
Calvin's now looks like he's trying to calculate some damage, and he's just gonna concede that game to him. He knows he didn't have a. Just a very good game there. It was much closer that second game than that first game, but
it was a very good game.
Alex Hill is going to be our Ontario, Canada regional champion. Calvin, runner-up. They both played very hard games yesterday and fought all their way through here today, so congratulations to both of them. They're both walking away with a good amount of prizes, ton of CP.
For those of you who are registered in the 2K tournament at this time, we will be beginning it as we will be beginning that momentarily. For the couple of people that are just finishing up their match over on the other side, if you would like to register and have not done so already, bring your deck list up as soon as possible.
Congratulations to both players. Hopefully we'll be right back for you.